So we can begin. OK，早上好，大家早上好，我是 Tree。You can unmute your mic and now I say 早上好，早上好。So as usual, let's do the quiz first. So 第一题 can you see the PowerPoint now?
Opening it up right now.
OK. So 第一题 which Chinese festival is similar with Christmas? 哪一个中国的节日和圣诞节有点相似呢？ So Spring Festival 春节 or New Year 元旦 You can type your answers in the chat box. Spring Festival 春节 or 元旦 New Year. The idea of Christmas is reunion of family, visiting your relatives, having big meals. So which Chinese festival is similar with Christmas? New Year. Oh, I saw answers. New Year. Everyone said New Year. But the actual answer is Spring Festival. Spring is 春 festival 节 春节 is Chinese New Year. So which marks the turn of traditional lunar calendar with 15 days of celebration that starts each year on the new moon. The first day of the festival therefore carries from year to year in the Western calendar and is usually a date between late January and late February, a major holiday in Asia. It is celebrated by Chinese people around the world and many countries that were influenced by China. So the answer is 春节 Spring Festival. And talking about 元旦 New Year, 元 sounds familiar. Last time we had this one called RMB, right? And last class I say it also means the beginning, right? 旦 means dawn, 元 means beginning. So 元旦 is the beginning of the new year. And 第二题, what day is Spring Festival of 2021? So, because December 25th is Christmas, right? And what day is Spring Festival? Can you guess? One is February 12th, 2月12日, or January 1st, 1月1日. You can type your answers in the chat box. February. Everyone's so clever. Yes, 2月12日, February 12th, is the Spring Festival of 2021. So this year is pretty close to Western Valentine's Day, right? It's 2月14日, February 14th. Since most people will be with their families on the third day of Spring Festival, so I guess this year a lot of lovers need to choose between families and their partners. And 1月1日, 元旦 New Year, January 1st. Our shouldn't be on January 1st, because which is the Western calendar. But after the new China was founded, everyone started to use solar calendar. So the 元旦 New Year was changed to January 1st, 1月1日. So when we say New Year, 新年, like Happy New Year, 新年快乐, in December, that means the Western New Year. And when we say New Year, 新年快乐, in February or in January, we mean Spring Festival, Chinese New Year. So a little bit confusing, right? So now we know the dates, but how do we read it? So next slide. So in English, we may either say January 1st or the 1st of January, but in Chinese, the word order for phrases relating to the time always progresses from big to small. So you started with the year, then the month, then the day, and then finally the time. So can you see the slide of the months slide? So January 1st is 1月1日, right? Notice the familiar sound, 一. So our month is not hard at all. You guys already know the numbers, so you can count months. Just need to add 月, which is month. This character 月 means the original meaning is moon. You can see from the picture, right? The traditional Chinese calendar months are measured in lunar cycles, which is more accurate actually, and it perfectly goes well with agriculture and weather in China. So the dates of many Asian holidays and festivals are still determined by the traditional calendar, lunar calendar, by the moon. You can see from the picture how the character involved. So like my birthday, when Chinese ask me like, when is my birthday? I would answer 腊月26. They would know it's December 26 in lunar calendar. But for my foreign friends, I would answer 4 days before Spring Festival, Chinese Spring Festival, and they can then ask like what day this year. I would say, okay, let me check my calendar. So every year I need to remind them, hey, it's my birthday. Better start to prepare for my gifts. So even for Chinese friends, because except those festivals like big days, we use like other than that, we still use solar calendar. So some of my friends choose to celebrate their birthday by solar calendar now, because otherwise, no one will remember. So mine is okay because when it's getting close to Spring Festival, everywhere you go, the songs, the discounts will remind you anyway. So when starting the months in China, you just need to add the character 月 after the relevant number between 1 and 12. As you can see, 11月, November, 2月 February, 1月 January, December, 12月. And originally, the character for 日 was a circle with a dot in the middle. So it looked like a sun, then the modern character. Eventually, the dot in the center became the horizontal line we see in the middle today, and the circle became a rectangular. This character also means day because we think that the day starts when the sun comes up and finish when the sun goes down. The days of the months are written in a similar way to the months of the year. So you just need to add the character 日 after the relevant number between 1 and 31. So as you can see, 2月12日 12th and 1日 1st. So like today, what day is today? December 12th. Anyone can remember, can say like how to read it? Do you know how to read it? Anyone want to challenge yourself or volunteer? Let me see. Let me see. Okay, Isabella. Today is December 12th. How do you read it in Chinese?
10月10.
对的 Yeah, right. You are right. 12月12日. You can read it again.
12
月12日.
12日.
棒棒哒 Perfect. So let's do the next slide. Thank you. 第三题, the third question. Is 2021 the year of the dragon? Yes or no? So as you can see on the picture, there are 12 animals. You can choose one and type it in the chat box. So 鼠牛虎兔龙蛇马羊猴鸡狗猪. No, this. Yes, someone got the right answer. And one more question. Do you know which is your zodiac sign? We already had the right answer. It's oxen. Next year is oxen. This year is mouse, rat. Do you know your zodiac sign? No? In the picture, you can see those years. So you can check it. When it's like I was born in 1991. I should be a sheep. But actually, because I was born in like 4 days before the Spring Festival. So in Chinese year, it's still horse. Oh, rat. And this is your, we call it 本命年. This is your year. So this year should be really tough for people who, like in rat year, whose zodiac sign is rat. It will be tougher, and people will wear like buy those red things, red underwear, red bracelets, red everything, red belt to have more luck. We have a superstition that like every 12 years, when it comes to the year of the mouse, the rat, it will be rougher than other years. And funny thing is, the Vietnamese zodiac doesn't have a rabbit, but a cat instead. So if you're in Vietnam, I say like someone said rabbit, right? Isabella, you will be a cat in Vietnam. And Thailand, they don't have dragon. And Indian zodiac doesn't have the tiger, but it does have the lion. And the chicken is replaced by goldfish, a bird with golden wings. So pretty interesting, right? The different countries, they got influenced by China, but they all have their unique things. So next one, 第四题. When Chinese give you a red envelope, 红包, with money inside during Chinese Spring Festival, Chinese New Year, what does it mean? Good luck, 幸运, protection, 守护, a bribe, 贿赂. You can type your answers in the chat box. 给你红包，在春节的时候给你红包，意味着什么呢？ So I will tell a little story. So once upon a time, little elves would sneak into the houses on the eve of Spring Festival. They would touch the heads of sleeping children to steal their brain power. Children who woke up shouting and crying would come down with a fever and headache for the following day. There lived an old couple who cared for their child very much. One year, on the eve of Spring Festival, they played coin games with the child to pass the year. 过年. When the child fell asleep, the couple wrapped the 8 coins they had been playing with in piece of red paper, folded up, and put it under the child's pillow. Just after midnight, the door flew open and the wind blew out the light, and the parents had left on. An elf came in and was about to touch the children's head. And when 8 rays of golden light shone out, dazzling the elf, which ran away immediately. The story soon spread through the community, and eventually it became a popular custom to give children lucky money in red envelope, 红包, to protect their children before the midnight of a Spring Festival. So most families, they will keep a custom until the child is 18. All the relatives will give the child 红包 during Spring Festival. So this is why Spring Festival is children's favorite festival. Even though my parents will say like, I'm an adult now, I don't need this anymore, they still give me 红包 before midnight. So I'm lucky. So it's for good luck and protection. So you guys are all right. So next one, 第五题. Next slide. Which 4 ancient Chinese inventions promoted the rapid development of human society? 我们中国的4大发明是什么呢？ So paper making 造纸术 ，Go 围棋 ，ice cream 冰淇淋 ，compass 指南针 typography 印刷术 gunpowder 火药 So the fifth question, you can type your answers. Typography, paper making. Whoa, we have excellent students here. So all of these were invented by Chinese, but which four were considered so important that they changed the world? Okay, let's directly review the answer. So yes, paper making, compass, typography, and gunpowder. Yes, you guys are so clever. I guess you guys already know the stories behind it. So let's move to the next one. Because when you talk to Chinese, we always talk about the tradition, long history, and we have a saying, a true hero doesn't talk about the past, but focuses on the future. So 第六题6. What the four new Chinese inventions? 我们中国的新四大发明是什么呢？ And these are not invented by Chinese, but people are considered like new Chinese inventions. So a survey carried out in 2027 asked all the foreigners who lived in China, some foreigners who live in China, about what they would like to bring back to their countries from China. The top 4 answers: online shopping 网购 high-speed train 高铁 scan a QR code and pay 扫码支付 food delivery service 外卖 shared bikes 共享单车 Which 4? You can type it in the chat box. High-speed train or scan a QR code. Yes, these are right. And another 2. High-speed train, online shopping, food delivery. How about shared bikes? Okay, the top 4 answers were high-speed railways, scan a QR code to pay, shared bikes, and online shopping. So people online call them the new 4 great inventions of China. And in fact, these 4 are not invented by Chinese, but just got developed and widely spread in China. So I will introduce them through more quiz. So next one, 下一页，第7题。Who is the founder of Alibaba? Do you guys know what is Alibaba? So this is Chinese Amazon, like eBay plus Amazon plus all the like online shopping things together. So who's the founder of Alibaba? 1. 彭丽媛 2. 屠呦呦 3. 袁隆平 4. 马云 Jack Ma. Yes, everyone knows him. He has a really significant face. So what is, you guys are all right. What is the first one? 彭丽媛. She's our first lady and a famous singer. And 2. 屠呦呦, 第二个, 屠呦呦 is the creator of a drug called antimicillin, which is used to fight malaria. She achieved this by studying Chinese traditional herbal medicine and saved billions of people in the world and in the world in the 1970s, but didn't attempt to make profit off of it. Western doctors were so grateful to the point of spending years trying to find her. So in 2015, they finally found her, and she was awarded the Nobel Prize. And third one, Yuan Longping, is known as the father of hybrid rice. who's basically faced China and many other poor countries. He found ways to grow rice in the desert and even in the ocean. So Ma Yun, his English name is Jack Ma. You're probably more familiar with this. Alibaba is trade site for small business owners, and the yellow icon on Taobao is like eBay or Amazon. The largest retail site in China has over 0.7 billion active customers every single month. So the blue icon on the right, Alipay, also belongs to Jack Ma. Alipay is more like PayPal, but definitely with more functions. Okay, next slide. So what is Alipay, right? You can see from the picture. So both WeChat and Alipay are multifunctional apps. You can see from the picture, the first two are Alipay and the last two are WeChat. So WeChat is like WhatsApp, PayPal, Facebook, Instagram, at least I think. Literally everything you need in China, you can operate in this one app. So how does this like scan the QR code to pay work? So you can look at the red box on the first picture. You can tap to scan, and the second picture is the QR code. So small shop owners have this for you to scan. And slightly bigger shops will have a scan machine to scan your QR code to collect payment. And just 1 second, you receive the payment. You received or paid the money. Pretty convenient. I haven't seen any paper money for years. Like we don't use wallet because we don't have paper money anymore. It's hard to find a coin even. And even beggars on the streets, they show the QR code for you to donate. So that's how we use money right here now. And next slide. So on the left is my public account for sharing materials for Chinese students to learn English and foreigners who learn Chinese. And the right side is my personal WeChat account. So for nowadays, the pickup line is not like, hey beauty, can I have your phone number? It's more like, hey 小姐姐，你扫我还是我扫你啊? You scan mine or I scan yours. So like, we don't even add phone numbers right now. Like we just scan the QR code, and if we want to call someone, we just call through WeChat. It's pretty convenient. If you come to China, the first app you need to download is this one, and then Alipay. And next one, 第8题, next slide. Which country has the most extensive and complex high-speed railway systems? You can check from the picture. And the picture is in Chinese, so you probably... So first one is China, 中国, and then USA, 美国. You can read after me, 美国, America. Japan, 日本, 日本. UK, 英国, 英国. So China, 中国. You can type your answers in the chat box. Let's see. Japan, China. 哪个国家有最广阔、最复杂的高铁系统呢？ Most people think Japan. So everything is pretty fast in China now, right? So, and we have the fastest high-speed train in the world. And you can see from the picture, the first line is China, and the second line is Japan. So the answer is China. As of 2017, it had about 27,684 kilometers of high-speed railways throughout China, and this didn't include the 10,026 kilometers that were under construction at that time. So while USA had 735 kilometers of high-speed railways. So I think the whole world combined together probably not.
Can you say that number again, Tree? How many kilometers did China have?
27,684 kilometers of high-speed railways. And it didn't include 10,026 kilometers that were under construction in 2017, because I couldn't find the more updated data. So this is 2017. So that's why China was called 基建狂魔, like the crazy man of construction. So next one, 第9题. How many subway lines does Beijing have? You can see from the picture. If you can count, you can count. So 第一个 8, 8. You can also read after me. 8 or 21, 21, 21 or 23, 23, 23, 36, 36, 36. So which one? Yeah, because in the survey, like most foreigners, what kind of things they want to bring back to their own country. The clean, fast subways were mentioned many times during that survey too. So we already got correct answer. This map showed 21 lines, but according to the data, until last year December, Beijing has 23 subway lines. 23. Really confusing. Okay, next one. How long does it take to deliver the food to your door? 1 hour, 1个小时. 30 minutes, 30分钟, 半小时. 2 hours, 2个小时. Half a day, 半天. So these people in yellow are food delivery service people. Ooh, 1 hour, 30 minutes. So Brian got it right. You usually deliver your food or even medicine in 30 minutes or less. So most people in office would order lunch or dinner from different food apps. So a lot of young people say like, my life was given by those delivery service people. So 30 minutes, and usually if most apps, they have the limits on time, and if it's over 30 minutes and they delivered, they were late, so they were like got not punishment, but they were get fine. And next slide. How many times can we take the 高考, university entrance exam? So 高考 is like an SAT. I'm not sure like when will you guys take it, but probably very soon. 一次, 2次, 3次, 还是4次呢? Most people say 2. Oh, one question, like, how many times can you take SAT? For SAT, as many as you can.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you can take it as many times as you want.
We can only take it once a year, And some schools will only accept the results you got the first time. So for most people, the majority of people, they will only take once in their whole life. And we don't count GPA at all. So that's one exam determining the which university you can go. And many poor families change their social classes via this one exam, 高考. And most people take it when they're 18. So 高考 is also considered the first milestone of your life. Okay. We finished the quiz, and today we're going to learn directions. It's very important. If you get lost in China, then you are able to ask directions. I hope after this class you are able to ask directions. So let's start from left. 下一页. Next slide. Left. So 左, left, 左. You can read after me. 左. In Oracle bone inscriptions, the first one, in the first picture, this character depicted a left hand. Looks like a left hand, right? Its meaning basically simple, became simply left. And however, the trace of the left hand can still be seen in the modern form of this character. So in the component, this one, the top part of this character. I saw from my screen, you cannot see the top part. It's okay. You can see it at something at this character and then equals 左. So you see what is missing in this picture. So 左, you can read after me. 左. And then next slide. What is right? The character for right has an ancient origin similar to that of the character for left, 左. Originally, the character 右 depicted a right hand. The component mouse, 口, was added later at the bottom. So you can see from the picture, right hand, looks like a right hand, right? And also have this component, right? Last class, we learned 吃, eat, have the same component. Notice that? So in that case, you can remember this character by thinking that a right-handed person uses their right 右 hand when eating. So this component at mouse 口 equals 右. So 左 右 left right is pretty confusing. So next slide. So when you remember left, right, you can move your hand when you say it. It's easier for you to remember it. So turn right, 右拐. You can read after me. 右拐. Turn right, 右拐. And then turn left, 左拐. You can use your hand to remember it. Turn left, 左拐. And what is forward? Forward and backwards are easier. Forward, go straight, is 向前, 向前. And backward, 向后, 向后. And return, and turn back, 掉头, 掉头. So 掉头 and 向前, most of my foreign friends can say these two words when they are in Didi, which is similar with Uber, like taxi. They will shout to the driver, 掉头,掉头, 向前,向前. So 掉头, 头 means your head. 掉头. So I will read again. You can unmute yourself and read after me. So forward, 向前, 向前。
向前。
Perfect， 棒棒的。Turn right. Reach your right hand. Turn right. 右拐。右拐。
拐。
Return. 掉头。掉头。
掉头。
Backward. 向后。向后。
向后。
Perfect. Turn left. 左拐。左拐。
左拐。
Okay. Since we learned all the directions, let's practice the conversation. Next slide. So, excuse me. 不好意思。不好意思。Excuse me also means sorry. 不好意思。不好意思。You can unmute and read after me. And where? 哪里？哪里？
哪里？哪里？
So notice before 哪里 I also add one character. 在 means could, be, is. So where is this place? So blah blah. 在哪里？在哪里？
在哪里？
So let's link together. 不好意思。What place? Blah blah. 在哪里？
不好意思，在哪里？
Perfect. So the most common places we need to ask during visiting China. One is toilet, the bathroom. 洗手间。洗 means wash. 手 means hands. 间 room. So literal translation is wash your hand room. Toilet. 洗手间。洗手间。Perfect. It's okay. You can read louder. It's okay. And you can notice the picture Walmart. We have lots of Walmart and Carrefour here. 超市。超市。
超市。
超 means super. 市 means market. Supermarket. So this is a word we directly copied from Western. 超市。So let's link together. So it will be 不好意思，洗手间在哪里？ You can read after me. 不好意思，洗手间在哪里？ Or you can say, go ahead.
不好意思，洗手间在哪里？在哪？
Perfect. 在哪里？Great. Or you can say 不好意思，超市在哪里？不好意思，超市在哪里？
不好意思，超市在哪里？
棒棒的。Next slide. Let's do a practice. We still have a few minutes left. Do a practice. So this is a map. Part of the map of a small block. So you are at Catherine's house now. You want to go to those places. So for example, I want to go to the park. Where should I go? So from Catherine's house, 向前 forward. 左拐 left, turn left. Forward, go straight. 向前 and then turn right. 右拐. So who want to challenge this? Let's Coral Garcia. Did I pronounce your name right?
Yes.
Yes. Do you want to try? Let's go to the park.
Okay. Can you repeat it one more time?
So you are at Catherine's house. You can go to the park. So what kind of directions you need to say?
Mm,
So what is forward? 向前
向前
and then turn left. 左拐
左拐
and then forward.
向前
Perfect. 棒棒哒. And then turn right.
向前
Turn right. 右拐. Remember right. 右
右拐
右拐.
右拐
太棒了，棒棒哒 Thanks. 谢谢. And then you can pick the next one.
Isabella.
Okay.
Let's go to the supermarket. 超市.
Okay. It's
I will ask. 不好意思，超市在哪里呀？
Zhangchen.
Mm.
And then turn Zoe Jui
左
Zo
呀，特别棒。
and
左
then
拐。
Zhou Guai.
嗯，
Zhangchen
向前。嗯，
and then where did it
and then
go? Okay, and then it's I think right. Yo Guai.
右拐 yes. Oh, I was wrong. Sorry. You are perfectly correct. I was wrong. I said like to the park. You should be 左拐. I always confused by 右 and 左, even I'm a Chinese. Yeah. So you are correct. Perfect. And you can pick the next one.
Okay. Amina.
Yeah.
Let's go to the school. 学校.
交钱。左
Yeah. And 向前 yes yes.
右拐。
右拐.
交钱。右拐。
左拐右拐 should be 右拐 right? Turn right. But excellent pronunciation. 棒棒哒. So do you want to challenge yourself to ask me questions? Like you can say the sentence in the top. Ask me questions where
5号疑似银行在哪里？
银行在哪里啊？银行在哪里呢？直接向前，向前，或应该是右拐。Yes, thanks. And we pick the last one. You can pick the last one to ask questions.
Alexia.
Do I have to say the question?
So you ask the question.
Okay.
不好意思，超市在哪里？
在哪里？非常好，棒棒哒。不好意思，so is 不好意思。
不
You can
好
repeat.
意思，
Yeah, 棒棒哒，太棒了。Thanks. So thanks everyone, and we still have maybe 5 minutes left. Do you guys have any questions? Feel free to ask me because this is our last session, our last class. And I hope you guys can get something from these classes and keep practicing Chinese and learn more about Chinese culture. So do you guys have any questions?
So I also think that this is an opportunity for everybody in the class right now. You know, if you've ever had any questions or also just any things that intrigued you about China, whether it be the culture or the language, feel free to ask Tree right now. This is an opportunity for you to learn more about you know, anything that you've ever wanted to know about China from someone who lives
Yeah.
there, who's born there, who's raised there. So, and yeah, you can ask it. You can unmute yourself too if you want to just ask her on your voice.
And I know like there are a lot of negative things about China online, and some of them actually did not happen in China at all. And some people who wrote this probably never been to China and just copy rumors. And there are also some Westerners who've been to China and talk about like good things about China and think China is the best country in the world. But they're only tourists and only been to a few cities. They don't have a like whole picture about China. So my point is like you only know what China really is when you are here and communicate with locals, getting immersive experiences. And every country has its glamorous side and not that good, so good side.
And I'll take a second too, Tree. I just want to say, in terms of like, I'll take a really quick moment about my experience being a Latino, born and raised in Chicago, and my first experience ever going into China. You know, I had been to many places before China. I traveled throughout Europe, throughout South America. I never really made it out to Asia. So I remember about 6 years ago, it was 5-6 years ago, my first time in Asia. I had absolutely no idea what to expect. I remember getting off that plane, and for the first time in my life, getting off that plane and seeing almost no signs or no communication in English. There was no, so that was my first real like big culture shock. So it kind of scared me at first. But then I started to like meet people and realize how warm and how helpful everybody was, but also how excited they were to talk to me and like listen to my accent and hear my words. And it ended up becoming a place that really endeared itself to me. As you can see, you know, we're hosting culture and language classes on China now, but you know, to the point of what you were saying, Tree, is, you know, I had no idea of what to expect going to China. You know, I was 30 years old. You know, I'm an adult at that point, and I had no idea what to expect going to China. And I could say that, you know, unless I had been there personally or met people like yourself, or even through like a platform like this, I wouldn't have known much. There's so much mystery around China, and there's so much history and beautiful things about it. So, Tree, thank you for sharing your time with us and with the students as well. So I believe we did have a question in here from Kathleen.
Yes.
What's your favorite thing about China, Tree?
About China, I think most people who travel abroad will think food. But me personally, I think history and the spirit of like, the strong sense of responsibility, the sense of a community. I think the Chinese spirit really, especially during this hard time, really is my favorite thing about China. And the long history, I love history. You can always learn something from history, and it always repeats itself. Even in modern days, you can find answers among this long history. And okay, that's my answer. Thanks again. 非常感谢. Hope to see you guys in the future. Oh, what favorite food? Oh gosh, that's a hard question. I have lots of food.
Yeah, there's a lot of good food out there, Trey. Which one are you gonna
Yeah,
go?
too many. My comfort food is porridge, but I don't recommend that for like your first try. Like, what do you think for Andrew and Aaron? What's your favorite food while you are in China?
There's so many. I
Too
think you
many,
can
right?
never go wrong with dumplings, right? Like, so,
I was gonna say-
yeah, so I think breakfast dumplings are the
Yeah.
best. But it could be like, yeah, either the big ones or the small ones. I think that you can never go wrong with that. Adrian.
Oh,
I'm
one
gonna
thing.
go with
Hot pot.
dumplings. Tree. I'm gonna go with dumplings, and I'll say this. In my whole life, I was never really a fan of tofu. The way that China makes tofu, I can eat it and I can enjoy it. So I'll say tofu. It's a,
That's
Tofu.
good too.
Wow,
it's a big part of your
that's
diet.
good too.
I'll take that one.
I think
Oh, and
I think
hot pot.
also, I don't know. I
You can
think,
never go wrong with hot pot.
yeah, the hot
Hot pot
pot's
is for everyone.
delicious. I think there's so much. I think the one that's a little bit more difficult to eat on my end will be the duck. And that's just because I have difficulties with that strong flavor and the chewiness on it. I mean, it's really good. It's just, I think I'll eat all of the side dishes before I get to the duck.
Then you wouldn't like the goose.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's even more chewy.
Yeah.
Three, Coral is asking, is it true before a bride gets married, they receive a red envelope?
Yes. Like, okay, if my best friend is getting married and I'm got invited to their wedding, and as a how do you call it, like bridesmaid? Like on the day of wedding day, we were asked, like, block the door and ask all kinds of hard questions to the groom, and like if they couldn't answer it, they will give us red envelopes too. Yes, because getting married need a lot of money.
Interesting.
Right. So like that's like, I think it's a gesture for people to support the newly married couple. Like, okay, have that money, a lot of money. For some family, they were asked lots of money, like rich family, probably millions. So you can directly have your new life, happily married after. Yes.
Thank you for that.
Well, I am, there's so much for us to like talk about, and it's exciting, and I don't want it to stop, but we're getting to the last week of the semester, and it's gone. But I want to, before I give any thanks to everyone that joined us and the partnership and the support, I want to just go ahead and say that we've been very intentional about this. We're not teaching Mandarin for the sake of just teaching a language and saying, oh, we're teaching Mandarin. About, what is it now, 14 years ago, I went to China my first time doing my graduate education, right? My graduate thesis. And I always knew that I was going to make that happen for the program at one point or another. I just needed the right partners. And so I came across Adrian. And Adrian was already doing his thing with taking students abroad to China specifically. And I say, that's it. That just happens. So I'm thankful that, right in a month of holidays and happiness and joy, and, regardless of all the other bad stuff, right, there's always a shining light in the background, right? That, I am thankful that we were able to partner and collaborate and get to know each other, because any opportunity that presents in front of us as your supervisors, as your coordinators of the program, is an opportunity that we want to share with you. So it's not so much about any of us as professionals going to China, right? I mean, that, we have a job, right? We could go. So it's not that. It's really about making sure that you get a chance to actually travel and experience this. So, now hearing all the news about the vaccine coming through, and, regardless if it takes 6 months or 1 year, I don't care, right? 2022, we're in China again, no matter what, right? So I think we 2 years, a year away doesn't affect us. Those of you that will be in college by then, I am working right now at the national level to get some type of support, some funding for you all to apply to it and get a chance to go. And since you have been doing all this work, it's easy for you to be selected. So, again, it's not just about the moment of travel. It's about how you prepare and plan so you get the funding, like the scholarships. You secure the scholarships because of your participation in things like this, right? I know it's early, it's at 9 o'clock in the morning on a Saturday. You're not getting picked up like before. So you got to turn on your computer. It's a little bit more difficult, but hey, Shaolin Tree it's like 11 o'clock at night over there, right? And she's teaching you.
It's midnight already.
Right. So I think that tells you of the interest of everyone in this group and the support that we want to show you. And so anyway, I wanted to take that moment to just tell you that. I want to also for everyone to thank Laoshi Tree. Thank you so much for this whole entire 7-8 Saturdays of working with us and sharing your culture with us. That's important, right? Like that way all of us understand what other cultures look like, right? And then we don't make the error of misjudgment, right? And this definitions that we have in TV of people, right? I think, just like we as Latinos don't like to be told that we have sarapes and we take siestas under trees, we have to do our part to know that not all Asians are in a certain way, right? And so I think that's very important. So, I'm taking this moment to thank you for sharing your culture with you, for sharing who you are, honestly and transparently, and in all reality yourself, being your true self. I also want to take a moment and thank Adrian for making this happen. I know there's a lot of going back and forth and is this going to work? Is that not going to work? It's so busy that it's like, hey, it's a week away. We just need to make it happen, and it happens. So thank you, Adrian, for making it always happen. I think we have the spring semester ready to go in a little while. So I think we should be looking at what that's going to look like. And definitely the summer. I think regardless of if we're in person or not, we are going to make sure that we continue this and that language through our partnership with the Sign Group and with Tree and everybody else that works with Adrian, that we continue to do that. So thank you, Adrian, for everything. And, like I said, let's just start getting everything ready because we're going abroad. That's just going to happen. And the way things are, I see Blanca here and she's coming with us, right? And eventually she might be leading this and I might stepping back and because I have to stay home and take care of a kid, right? And so I might not be able to travel. And so, I am excited to see that. I'm excited that, future looks brighter, especially with the way things are going right now. Even the relationship between the US and China, I think it looks brighter. So I'm excited. I don't want to take much more time. I already took like 5 minutes, but I really wanted to join and share this with you because I think thanks are always necessary. I don't think we do it enough. I don't think we close with like, thank you. We always close with like, okay, it's time to go. Let's hurry up. Let's close everything because I got to go somewhere else. So sometimes we just need to take the time because it takes a lot of time and effort to make any of this happen. So once again, thank you, everyone. I'm excited to see many of you here. And I'll just send it back to Adrian and to Tree to just give us a closing remarks. And then if there's nothing else from Blanca, then then we will be closing and then we'll see you in Science in about like 10 more minutes.
Go ahead, True. I'll let you go first.
Okay, 非常感谢. Thanks again. Thanks. I really appreciate everyone like being up so early and for Adrian and Aaron's work behind this, and hope to see you in the future. 期待以后能够跟你们见面. And thanks everyone's really touching words here. Thanks. 再见. 非常感谢.
Thank you,
感
True.
动.
True, we love you. We appreciate you. We're very grateful for your time. I do want to say really quick, we don't want to take up too much. I don't want to take up too much time. Again, Blanca, Mr. Cortez, the whole team at NEIU, thank you always for the opportunity to collaborate and to just continue to develop this partnership, but also serve as a resource. Sometimes, our programming and our vision can seem, a little far-fetched, but there's something that we see that we know that the students deserve. And we appreciate you joining us in that vision, in that mission. We have some of the most talented and kind-hearted people that work with us. Y'all were able to meet her this semester, Tree. She is one of the most genuine people I've ever met in my life. And the way she articulates her love for China and her appreciation for China, and also her appreciation and love for teaching, is always a joy and pleasure to see. Mr. Cortez, what you do for your program is amazing. I've had the opportunity to see you in action in multiple venues, and I see how you work and I see how you maneuver and how much work you put in for the students. We are appreciative of that. I'm sure the students are appreciative of that. So, we're looking forward to spring, summer, and the years coming. We have a lot in store for everybody. This is just the tip of the iceberg. If we can do this online, virtual, from China being thousands of miles away, imagine what we can do once there's no other issues in the world. So again, Mr. Cortez and NEIU, we love and appreciate your partnership.
Blanca, any last words?
Sorry. Yes, thank you so much for everything. Thank you everyone that was able to join all the Saturdays as well, to the students. I know you guys had to wake up super early, but I'm glad that you all were able to participate and have such amazing experiences and knowledge with what we were doing this semester. So we hope to see you as well next semester for the same concept. And thank you so much, Adrian and Tree. This was great.
谢谢.
Excellent. So thank you again, everyone.